All right, so I want to react to this today. I have to put up this image because if not, things first, we'll take down my video. But I want to react to this today because I thought it was pretty dang funny. So if you didn't see my video earlier, I reacted to the fact that Chiefs fans were upset about the whole Orlando Brown posting a tweet. He posted a tweet pretty much just saying that the play style of Mahomes and Burrow are different. Mahomes is more kind of like, out there. He kind of will roll around, make plays, do crazy things. And Burrow's kind of just sit back in the pocket and throw dots. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, if we watch Mahomes over the last, however many years, his play style is he makes insane plays, right? Just how he does it. Burrow just plays differently. Mahomes more of a guy who can run the ball. Burrow is more of a guy who just sits there and methodically picks you apart. Both are the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Obviously, Mahomes right now is the best. Burrow's number 2. But this is what I was talking about when I said Chiefs fans got offended. Because they did. And Nick Wright is going to explain how, well, he is a Chiefs fan, but he's going to explain how he's offended by this whole entire thing. Let's listen up.
But his teammates won't stop talking. So there was, of course, Ja'Marr Chase, and now that Pro Bowl left tackle you mentioned, did you see what he said? Let me show you a quote from a Bengals.
For context, this is what he had to say. Now, as opposed to not having to play in a lot more space with guys on my edge, guys got to rush through me because Joe isn't necessary at 12.5 or 13 yards on certain drops. He's going at 7.5 and getting the ball out. Which means, again, he's just simply dropping back in the pocket, throwing the ball quickly. That is all that means. Not really much at all. While Mahomes is dropping back real far, he might make a move or two, he might go around. He is literally just talking about blocking and play styles of the quarterback. Let's listen to Nick right now, because this gets even more interesting.
Beat reporter Jordan Foote. Orlando Brown blocking for Joe Burrow. Now, as opposed to having to play in a lot more space with guys on my edge, guys have got to rush through me because Joe isn't necessarily at 12.5 or 13 yards on certain drops. He's going to be at 7.5 getting the ball out. Wow. You know what that sounded like to me? A shot at Patrick Mahomes. No, Nick. Oh, no one would think that's a shot at Patrick Mahomes. Well, what about Bobby Stroop, well-known trainer of Patrick Mahomes? He replied to that tweet saying, okay.
No, maybe he said, okay.
Meaning, put it on the board. To which I would say, Dustin, bring me the board. There's a board. It is the actual board. And we now have 2.
Let's look at this board. It says, so it's Orlando Brown, 7.5 is greater than 12.5, and then Pat who? I swear, the most offended fan base in the NFL.
Official things up for the Chiefs for next year. And they are both from the Bengals. Every other team has stayed quiet. We have Ja'Marr Chase saying Pat who, and we have my friend Orlando Brown, who I celebrated a Super Bowl with at the night of, and I had no idea he would stab Patrick in the back like this.
Oh my God!
Now saying I gave myself a splinter on the
that
board.
was
God, dog it! I'm literally bleeding. The bulletin board has cut me. But that's neither here nor there.
Put it on the board. Put it on the board.
So you now have 2 members of the Bengals taking direct shots at Patrick Mahomes, and you said, Wilds, be honest here. The Pat who thing, did I instantly say it was a big thing and you laughed at me?
You were right about that.
Okay.
I view that as Ja'Marr Chase complimenting Joe Burrow and making a little bit of a... That's too much.
I'm really
Can we
bleeding.
get some napkins?
I'm really bleeding.
You
know what? Put it on the board. It made me bleed my own blood.
We need a nurse out here.
You now think that this is something stupid I'm just making up.
For being
Are you going to
champions.
feel ridiculous when this becomes the thing the Chiefs talk about?
For being champions, you guys do have your antennas up for any slight.
Yeah.
And I would say much like you told Sports Illustrated, the first person on the record, that it's Jordan-esque that because you're so good, anyone who's not saying you're the best and everything you guys do is the best is now considered a slight. And you're right there on the verge of Jordan-esque where you just start making things
But
up
we don't
out of
have
whole
to
cloth.
because the one
You're
team
overly
in
sensitive.
the AFC, the
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What I've been saying pretty much. Making stuff up, oversensitive. Why? I get it. You want bulletin board material. You want, the fuel to the fire. But come on, you guys just chillax for a little bit. Like, it's really not this serious. Half the stuff that, it's getting into a point now where it's like every Bengals press conference. So, what did Joe do this offseason? Well, he went and, he practiced a lot. Oh, you said he practiced? That's a shot at Patrick. Wait, Patrick doesn't practice? Like, it's getting freaking ridiculous, bro.
one team that has beaten the Chiefs in the playoffs since Mahomes got there keeps giving them reason to be extra locked in on them. Do you not see how ridiculous this is? Do you not see how foolish that is? What at the parade did all of the Chiefs say? No one believed in us. Everyone counted us out.
You.
Burrowhead, all of it. And now these foolish Bengals won't stop giving them more ammo. It's such a bad strategy when, to Bruce's point, the Bengals might not even be the best team in their own division. It's
Let
poor
me
strategy.
ask you this, Nick, if you're okay.
I don't know if I am, but go ahead. Yeah.
And you,
This is
again,
bad,
real talk, you know I love Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm playing through pain.
This is
It's like Mahomes on
Orlando
the ankle.
Brown is now the second former Chief to take a shot at Mahomes. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Why? Tyreek Hill was taking shots. Right?
No, I disagree
Saying
with that.
Tua is better
I thought
than Patrick
Tyreek
Mahomes?
Hill was simply trying to overstate how great Tua was. I did not see a single thing Tyreek Hill ever said that was a shot at Mahomes. This from Orlando Brown is saying at Joe Burrow.
The Tyreek Hill thing was a complete shot at Mahomes. 1,000%. It was pretty much saying that Tua could throw the ball all over the field, indicating that Patrick cannot. It was a complete shot at him. He was like, oh yeah, I can just catch the ball 70 yards down the field. That was a complete shot at him. If we're gonna just make up crap and every single statement is a shot, then you can't tell me that was not a shot.
Plays.
My bad. He said he finally has a quarterback that can do that. My bad. That was the shot part.
A more, I don't know, traditional or straightforward
from the
quarterback.
pocket. Isn't that just a fact?
Well, I don't know.
That Joe Burrow throws the ball from the pocket and Mahomes' greatness is the entire
I'm
field?
sure it's way harder for the Mahomes offensive linemen to block for him because they have those Super Bowl rings holding him down. I'm not sure they can't get their hand placement where
thought
it needs
it was
to be.
a little bit of
I don't know.
jack.
I think we need to break.
We're gonna go to break.
Get Nick
Nick
to
is
the
gonna go
Who
to
made
the
this
hospital.
bull? Ow! Oh, I see what it was. But one of the little punch things poked all the way through. This is a shoddy board, guys. I got to tell you.
Dustin's on camera.
Again,
Dustin,
thank you.
there's Dustin.
Well, you know what? This is the problem. We let him on camera for 1
formerly
second. Now
known
he's
as
just walking on stage on his own.
He injured you.
Yeah,
There you go.
This is
We'll be
outrageous.
back with this.
I forget what part of this, and I think I missed it, was they talked about in one part, one of the sports analysis guys, let me go through. It's, this guy right here. I forget which part. I didn't have it on here, but pretty much what he says, which is kind of funny because obviously Nick Wright takes offense to it, is that he says that the Chiefs only beat the Bengals because of a questionable, debatable final call of the game. And I thought it was funny because Nick Wright was like, oh, no. They beat him. And he was like, well, it was kind of questionable. It was kind of debatable, right? It was a controversial call. And I just thought that was pretty funny. But overall, Nick Wright is like the ideal definition of Chiefs fans at this point. It's, come on, man. Do we really have to make sure that everything that a Bengals player says is not going to offend a Chiefs player or Patrick Mahomes? If Patrick is so great, why is he so sensitive about this stuff? Tom Brady was never this sensitive. If you're great, you're great. Period. I don't know. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.